Dollar. Dirt on money, no soul. Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack of flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.
Yup, what's good, original crew, man? We're back. We have Black British man humbles Black American. So shout out to Adonis Live. If you don't know Adonis Live, or a lot of y'all might have seen his clips, whether it be on Twitch. No, I mean I was gonna say Twitch, no, TikTok or Twitter, aka X. Right. That's why I see most of his like clips and stuff is on Twitter. Because you told me about it.
On IG.
Oh, you see him on IG. Mm-hmm. Okay. I never came across it on IG, but and I think he's real big on TikTok as well, if I'm not mistaken. Basically, it's a black brother from America, from New York too. Mm-hmm. He's based from New York, but he's living over in the UK right now, studying abroad, ain't he?
I think so.
But we've seen a lot of his content. You know what I'm saying? He interviews people to get their perspective. Just typically people around his age or and younger, the youth and young adults, see what their perspective when it comes down to America.
Yeah. And
see how the world, like their thoughts and opinions about American people as well. So, this could be a little deep now, but we got to get into it, man. Let's have this discussion. Make sure you check out the links in the description box.
Down below.
You already know where to go. If you want to further support, all you got to do is check out down below. Also, if you enjoyed today's visuals.
Suck it in with a thumbs up.
But I did come across a clip, and I was told, I said, oh, yeah, we got to check this out. It was just like a minute clip, and I was just like, all right, I'm here for the full conversation just to check it out and see. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's go. Let's check it out. Let's see what's about, y'all.
Like Londoners. Why does it seem like you don't like Londoners?
This is exactly what you said. All right, come.
Yeah,
all right, hold up.
Yeah,
all right, so what makes you think I don't like Londoners?
No,
hold on, let's move over here because I want to get a better background.
Hey, first, I want to say, I like your videos. I think you're a cool guy, but it seems like you're always getting onto people in London. Every time you stop people, you're asking them about, I don't know, maybe things they know about America or their misconceptions about Americans, and then you're checking them. And most of the time, those people aren't able to answer the questions.
All right, true. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
So how am I getting on people?
No, but it's the vibe. It's more like, say, your manner or your tone, the way you approach them. It's almost like you're looking to catch somebody out.
All right. But you walked up to me, right?
Yeah, but okay.
Tell me one thing. Like, one thing.
Okay. I'm going to be one of those guys now.
Look what you said. You go. Like, tell me what I'm doing. Like, what I'm
being...
I'm a professional host.
You're right. There's nothing explicitly wrong in what you're doing. It's just, when I watch the videos, I'm thinking...
It's because you're from London. It's because...
Of course it is.
Yeah, you're going to want to be like, hey, you can't come from my brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like, anybody going to feel like that. So, I don't feel... Like, you be like... If you finally catch him and see him, you're going to be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? And just see what's up.
But at the same time,
it's more so...
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It can't be my fault that I'm actually educated on the topics that they're talking about.
Yeah.
And some of the things that they say
but it's good.
crazy.
It's good. Yeah.
You know, and I'd rather educate the world, and I don't make a biased perspective. Mm-hmm. I never say you're dumb or you're... That's not me. I'm a host. I'll be professional. I ask some questions to it. Like, would you like me to ask you a question?
Yeah, no, I don't mind. But the only difference maybe between me and some of them is if I don't know something, I don't know something. Yeah. You know, I'm not going to pretend like, I know. So if I don't know, I don't know. You know, I'm not afraid of like looking stupid or whatever. I feel like...
And I hate that.
But not... sorry.
You go.
I'm about to say not knowing something or not being educated at that moment on the topic does not make you stupid.
Bro.
Like if something like say for instance someone brings something to my attention and I'm like I'm not like too sure on that. I'm the type of person, baby, best believe I'm going to look it up. I'm trying to educate myself so that if it comes up again in the near future, then, you know, I can have that conversation.
Like, lack of knowledge about something is not about you being stupid. You might not have been taught this.
Think that.
Might not have been taught this or might have been brought to your attention. Mm-hmm. And that's the reason why you should be accepting to being educated about certain things. Now,
and be open to someone like either...
What's stupid is trying to act like you're aware and knowledgeable of something when you know you have no clue in the world what you're talking about.
Just
that's the problem.
Just yapping, like.
I know. So if I don't know, I don't know. You know, I'm not afraid of like looking stupid or whatever. I feel like
he's tall, by the way. So I know I look short, but he's kind of tall.
No, it's just so yeah. In some of those videos, I'm thinking, you know what? In this case, he's caught somebody that maybe has a point. You know, they had a point in their head or they had a response, but they don't know how to articulate themselves.
Yeah.
Or they just don't know. And instead of saying, "Cool, I don't know," in this case, they're waffling and they're talking shit. You know, if you don't know something, just say you don't know. But every time I'm just like, what? Can't nobody like answer this guy's questions? Like, no, you know, you ask them. It's so mad. I can't even think of any of the examples right now. But you ask them something about something, say they don't know, or some misconception they have about.
Think of it. Anything.
I don't know.
Name me one video you see you have in your head. You see my face.
Okay, so there was one where I think they were saying to you that they think Americans are dumb. You know, like generally, like people from America are dumb. And again, I'm watching that video thinking, okay, well that's dumb. You know, Americans aren't dumb. You've obviously come across some videos that showcases or makes these people from America look dumb, but Americans aren't dumb. There's intelligent people and dumb people.
So then my question in my head comes to,
and that's true. I will get jiggy with y'all. There's dumb people. There's smart people. There's highly intelligent people in America. Now, are there highly dumb people? Yeah, but typically the videos that's gonna go viral and the clips that's gonna go viral are making someone look dumb, like they are not knowledgeable, and that's what people get exposed to. If I did a street interview clip, right, and I have people who can answer some stuff right, and I have some people that can not answer the question, I'm gonna automatically cut out more of the people who
answer correctly
and have more of the people who answering incorrectly. It's just because it's going to make a better video. It's about entertainment value. And that's more entertainment. Me showing you everybody getting it correct, y'all going to be like, oh, this is cool, whatever. And it's not.
But people like to see, like...
But if you can laugh at other people not getting stuff correctly, be like, oh, girl, you so dumb. I'm going to keep watching it to see how many more dumb people it is. Yeah. And it's just entertainment value, though.
Why do you think like that?
Yeah.
What makes Americans not? Explain to me.
Yeah, no, exactly. So what they should have said, and obviously what I would say is they've obviously watched a lot of videos put out by people on social media, and there may be certain movies or TV shows that give
background.
That give the what's the word? The perspective or the idea that see, Americans are kind of dumb or like they're ignorant. Whereas there's obviously well-educated people from every part of the world, including America.
Thank you. That's all my statement. All right, good. All right, so how does it become my fault? I understand because you're from London.
Obviously, when I say your fault, I don't mean like your fault as in like you've done something bad, but more like see, he got another one, almost like you won,
it's not even about. I'm be honest with you, it's not about who's right and wrong. It's about if it's right.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter if they're from you because I went to America and they did the same thing. Some of them got it wrong, but if it's right, it has to be correct. For example, right now online, some guy is saying that all black people are the same. Mm-hmm. Where you from?
Like country? I'm Nigerian.
You're Nigerian.
Yeah.
I'm Black American.
Yeah.
You got a completely different background than me.
Yeah.
You grew up a completely different way, different culture, everything, right?
Yeah.
I grew up completely different. We are different, right?
Yeah.
It's incredible for somebody to sit down and say that all black people are the same. That's kind of wild.
Yeah.
That's like disrespectful to always. Like, what do you mean? We all have different cultures.
Was that person black or like a?
That person was black.
Okay.
He's saying he's like making a divide. Yes, because there is a divide. Your culture is your culture, which you should be proud of. But my culture is my culture as well. We're not the same.
Yeah.
Everyone's different. Everyone's unique. And he's literally saying like implying that all black people are the same.
Okay, I don't agree with what he said. First
I'll show you the video. I'll show you.
Cool.
I'll show you the video.
Yeah, I'm more curious if to like I don't know maybe he because you just said then
as well as all right. So hold on. So I'm gonna show you the video. You're from London, right?
Yeah.
All right. How old are you?
28.
All right. Mature.
Okay.
That's all I wanted to know. I'm gonna show you the video, and then I'm gonna show you who we talking about right now. All right.
Okay.
So I'm gonna show. Hold on. I shot a lot of videos today, so it's gonna get a little hectic. Where is it? Where are you? Oh, here it is. All right. First, this is a video that he made.
Buy from a company that makes more than. If you buy from a company that makes more than 1 billion profit every year, I feel like you are ethically and morally obligated to steal yourself a little treat every time you go there.
If you buy from a company that makes over $1 billion every year, you're ethically and morally correct to steal from them.
Well, no, you're not.
Bruh, I ain't gonna lie. As soon as you make a video like that, I'm gonna automatically assume like your mindset.
What are we talking about?
Like
What?
looking at it, I'm like, me taking this, I'm not gonna hurt your profits. And to be honest, they write off on taxes. Some companies, like as you get like understand the higher up, they actually need theft. They actually need some of y'all not to, you know what I'm saying, so they could be able to write off on tax. Is it good? No, it's not a good thing at all for you to be stealing.
Yeah, but I said don't go out here.
I'm not. But I'm saying
But
some
at
of
the end
them
of the
is
day,
like,
regardless if they make
yeah,
like a big deal in the background hindsight, they really like, okay, this will be a good write off.
yeah. Like I used to work for a company and literally they checked. Like it's everybody buys from them. The company I'm talking about, everybody in the world buys from them. I don't care who you are, you buy from them. They do loss prevention. They check daily, and it's just like, oh, it is just added to the report to write off.
To write off.
That's another loss. And these are employees that are racking up. They just want to prosecute you so they can have proper paperwork.
Yeah.
Because they need to be able to track proper paperwork. So they need to have this stuff on receipt documents.
Yeah.
So they can be like, all right, this is what we lost. We actually followed the trail to be able to say, yeah, we lost this.
Yeah.
That's the reason why they want to catch the people who's stealing and get them prosecuted. And they kind of want to make it more than what it is so they can have more to write off, you know? And just write off as a loss.
Yeah, I don't feel like there's a lot to unpack there. Like, yeah, you're not.
That's bro.
But why is he saying that though? I'm so
Most
confused.
unhinged toxic.
I'm sorry. What does he mean when he says you're morally and ethically obligated to steal a treat?
To steal something like a little.
Or like anything from them? Again, you see what I'm saying? Yeah, like
and he sounds like he's from the UK.
Yeah, he's not American.
He sounds like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, cool. Now this is the same guy who looked at my video.
All right, we got to talk about this guy's anti-black
He's
content
getting
because
onto
it's
you now.
fucking
Yeah,
annoying.
okay.
If you don't know who he is, his name's Adonis Crash Boom, and he's got nearly 1 million followers here on TikTok. And he makes content pitting mainly African Americans against all other black people in the world, but specifically black people.
Is Adonis really like kind of attacking, or he's trying to properly educate black people about other black people?
When I watch his videos, I never get that. I never get the like, oh, he's putting black Americans against other people, other black. I never, like, that never crossed my mind.
Because most people just have a misconception of what America really is. Like, I know we got a lot of people that watch us from outside the States. We appreciate all of you. But a lot of people, when they look at that are outside of the States, when they look at America, they thinking America is New York, it's LA, it's Miami, it's Houston, it's Atlanta, or Chicago. Every city in America ain't got crime like Chicago. Like, all the killing and stuff, like, it's not like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no real 100% proper depiction of what your experience in America would be like. Because it depends on where you go. That depends on your experience. If you go to a small town, your experience is going to be different than somebody who goes to New York.
Big city, yeah.
Like, it's just... So the ideal of what people have about America is very different, because America is a very, very diverse country. You're not going to always get the same experience wherever you go.
People in the UK and Africans.
Nothing about black people. Right here, this is
Now, usually when faced with shit content like this, I would just scroll like any
Derogatory?
other adult. But there's a specific reason I had time today, and it's this fucking video.
Give you my black card? Yeah, give it to me, bro. Yeah, you mean your fucking food stamp? Congolese person. I'm not one of you street American black. Okay, so this is a real thing. They really do this out here. They really act and behave like this, and then they come to America and try to act like we're all buddy. Where are all the Africans at?
Sorry, just a quick little edit. He left out a huge part of my video, which I'll put on the screen right now. And then to come to America and try to act like we're all buddy. Where are all the Africans at? Where? No offense, no hate. Just I'm asking a real question. Sorry, I'm passionate, but where are the African people slaying this guy? And it's like, where are the Africans? We're all the melanated people who want to be down with the culture but can't check their own people. Where are you guys? You think that's acceptable? You think that's valid? Why is he not canceled? In our culture, why? Why do you think that it's acceptable for you guys to let that shit rock? And I see in the comments, some of you guys were actually cheering him on. Why? They are not like us. But let's continue.
So, firstly, I gotta say, what that Congolese guy said was fucking mad. If
Okay,
you watch
I'm
the
glad you
video,
mentioned
you
that. Yeah,
can
I'm glad.
tell that the guy at the top is racially antagonizing the Congolese guy for content.
That's not true because at the end of that video, he actually said
Your boy, he was being mean to me.
that your friends were being disrespectful.
And that's called taking clips out of context. Literally, people will go out here and literally clickbait. It's clickbaiting. I'm gonna chop this up to make sure it points the narrative of what I want the video to be.
Yeah.
A lot of people do that with majority of the content. They never show you the full entirety. They show you what they want you to see. And that's the sad part of it. That's the reason why a lot of times you see something, you be like, man, I gotta go get the real context.
I need the whole, I need everything. I need to see where this came from.
Yeah.
This energy, where did it come from?
Facts. And that's the thing, man. Because I saw the clip that he's referencing. And
Yeah, I see it too.
somebody who has experienced people from all over. That's why, honestly, I'm 100% glad and thankful I went to the college I went to.
Yeah.
Because honestly, like I always said, folks, back home, people was, why didn't you just go to a HBCU? I don't want to just be it's more people out in the world besides people that walk, act, and talk like me. I want to be influenced by different races, different cultures of all over. Let my experience, because I have to interact with multiple people in the world besides just people that look like me. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to go to a 4-year institution where I'm constantly surrounded by people. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that's a good or bad thing. Not. It was just as my personal perspective. So when I came to college, I got an apartment, 4-bedroom apartment. Didn't know none of my roommates when I got it. I got a roommate. My first roommate there was a white guy, a guy that's black and Asian, but really into his Asian culture, and a guy that was black and native that's really into his native culture. So I was able to pick up on different experiences, and all of them had different friend groups. The native and black guy, he had Hispanics, Asian, black, and white friends. Hung around a lot of them. I came up here. I had family and friends already. I was just like, I want a different experience. My white roommate, me and him was roommates up until he graduated. He's married to his college girlfriend. That's his wife now. She's Asian. So, but then I also had African roommates, and also I was introduced to more African people, and so I got to understand them more and see different backgrounds of different people coming together, and not just a Nigerian, not just a Ethiopian, but you know what I'm saying, people from different parts of Africa. And I'm like, dang, bro, and you really get to see that they are different too. And so when you start being able to put yourself around other people, you start getting a different perspective of life. You know what I'm saying? Because society would tell you, oh, they're from Africa. You think, oh, you from Africa, y'all, you know what I'm saying? But each African country had different cultures within itself as well. So you start experiencing it, and even like you grew up, even in college, you experienced that same thing too. We went to 2 different colleges, but the colleges was very diverse, and I'm very pro diversity. Don't be ignorant to your surroundings. Open up and be willing to learn. What you looking at? I got something on my face.
No, you good. Come on.
Respectful to him. So he said, yo, give me your black card. You got all these crazy light-skinned people around you sitting there talking crazy. But let's continue.
But he uses it as an opportunity to piss and shit himself about African people.
They are not like us. Now, for all the Europeans who are watching this particular situation, when you look at black people, know the difference between a black American and an African. You don't confuse the Chinese with the Japanese. Please don't confuse us with them. They are not like us. Just because.
That is true, though. That is true. Just because you're Asian, we don't box y'all out. You get what I'm saying? But it's crazy how we try to box all black people up into one category. But with Asians, we understand y'all come from different countries, different cultures, and different backings. But with black people, we're forced to want to be grouped together, and we like even in America, bro. A black person from down south ain't the same type of person that's from the West Coast. Totally different environments, totally different upbringings. We different. We understand we different. We don't trip. I be like, hey, introduce me to your culture. Like, introduce me to y'all lingo. Put me on what y'all do. Put me on some food I ain't never had before. I'm gonna put you on what we do. And we do that. We don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
All skin folk ain't kinfolk.
All right, before I say anything, that Japanese and Chinese analogy that you thought you ate with is the dumbest shit I've heard all year. But this speaks to a problem that this guy has very specifically. This isn't an African American problem, it's an American exceptionalism problem. If you watch this guy's content, you will see that he feels like because he's American, he is better. But what makes it fucking annoying, and the only reason why I'm talking about it, is that he's doing it through a racial lens.
Name me somebody that's African that's done something significant that affected your life in a progressive way. In my life, everybody's life, because I can name Malcolm X, black people. Black American. Name me an African. How do you feel about the black? Because over there in Europe, there are people that cosplay as black Americans, dress like us, act like us, talk like us, but then talk down on us.
Like, it's really sad that this is what you've decided to do as a content creator. But more importantly, it's fucking annoying and divisive.
Now, what are your thoughts on that? We watched the video. What type of person we think? You're watching this interaction. You see the situation.
Yeah. Okay, so on the video that he's commenting on, with
he had a lot of them.
He's talking about the one with the African American and the Congolese person.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now my response to that, and it's probably going to tie into some of the other ones as well, is I think on both parts. I think there's loads of guys from the UK, guys like me, British people, who meet African Americans, and then based off the things we've seen on TV, social media, movies, whatever, we've already formed our own idea of what we think American guys are like. And in the flip side as well, I think African Americans do that too. It's only natural. You might have, probably not to the same degree. I don't know how much say media or TV or content you consume, obviously, of British UK people. But
let me just chime in on that quick part. In America, honestly, if it wasn't for social media, I don't think, because we don't get people outside America really don't get broadcasted like that in the U.S. Unless you watch Mexican soap operas or something what is it? Telemundo. I ain't gonna lie, growing up I would watch a little Telemundo. Did you? I'll click over there and be like, let me see. Okay, I understand none of this, man. I'm gone, bro. But outside of that, like movies and stuff, TV shows, music, we hardly ever growing up got introduced into anything outside of American television. You very rarely. I'll say this: the biggest thing that really was on my American television was Mr. Bean. That's outside of our scope.
Yeah.
Mr. Bean, but UK, black culture or African culture, I don't know that much. Now we're starting to see more. We understand that y'all got.
You did.
Yeah.
But now it's different.
Because of the access of YouTube, social media, and stuff like that, we get to see y'all more. Yeah. Honestly, never listened to African music until I got to college. In college, I was put on to African music, Jamaican music, all everything else, because you surround yourself with. You know what I'm saying? But no, never. But I do understand America music and television has been pushed worldwide. Yeah. For some reason, only thing that they are televised in America when it comes down to overseas is something crime related, like a war or something like that, or a bombing or a massacre or some kind of a tsunami or something.
Stuff in that nature.
Yeah.
I think the gist he's getting at there is something that maybe for a while people in the UK have observed as, it feels as though, bear in mind, this is how they're interpreting it. It feels as though African Americans have a warped view of obviously black people in the UK. And in the same sense, I'm saying I think we have a warped view of African Americans. You know, everything I know about America so far. Plus, bear in mind, I've never been to America.
Yeah.
You know,
All
some
right,
people
all
have
right.
tried. I've never been to America.
Okay.
So everything I know of American people is things I've maybe learned, obviously in school, and then things that I've just seen on the media. So
Yeah.
I'm willing to, not even willing, I accept and I understand that that's not, you see what I'm saying, that's not 100%, that's not the full picture.
You've seen, I agree with you.
Mhm.
You've seen this interview. You've seen the person we're talking about. You've seen
Yeah.
the way he talks in other videos himself. You've seen the way he expresses himself.
Yeah.
Derogatory statements, no type of information to back it up. He says it's a anti-black conversation.
Yeah.
He says that's like he said this guy believes he's better than us because he's black or he's American or something
Yeah.
like that.
No, okay.
How?
Okay, yeah, sorry. I just remembered it now, so I want to address this part here. In the video, he made a comment or a reference to something you did, which I agree with. I don't agree with obviously the way he's gonna
Tell me
buy it,
what
but I
it is.
agree. So when you compared the sort of the difference between a black person from America.
Yeah.
So sorry.
That's good. It's good.
Someone's calling me. When you compared the difference in say social relation between African Americans and black people from the UK to Chinese and Japanese people. Now
It's both Asian, both same. Like if you look at them, you're probably like similar, but they're not the same.
Yeah, no, agreed.
All right, he said that was the dumbest thing. I didn't understand.
Yeah, he said it's the dumbest thing.
That makes no sense. It's like he's not.
No, okay, but
understand.
I'm going to try. I'm going to try.
But
Hopefully
let's be real.
Yeah, no, I will. So
Let him explain it, Adonis. Don't be too defensive. I'm gonna call you out. Don't be too defensive. Allow the brother man to speak and explain.
Yeah.
What he said.
Yeah, no, I did, which is what I'm telling you. I don't agree with the way in which he addressed it, but I'm also going to try and address the point I think he was trying to make.
So let's go.
Okay, cool. So Chinese people, Japanese people, those are two countries in Asia. Cool.
Ethnically look similar.
Yeah, ethnically look similar. But the point he's trying to get from that is cool. You know, in terms of appearance, that's the only thing that, you know, you might say, oh, they have in common.
Yes.
You know, that they look similar.
Yes.
But in terms of like who they are, do you see what I'm saying? They are obviously not the same people. In the same way, a Nigerian person, a man from Nigeria and a man from Ghana are not the same people.
Yes.
You know? The difference I think there is with the comparison, because this is something that comes up a lot in conversation. I think it's come up in maybe one of the hundreds of videos you've done before, where typically black guys from the UK or people from the UK in general will meet an African American person, and if I ask you now, where are you from? You'll tell me you're American, and I'll be like, oh, okay, but like where are your parents from? You know, and then you'll be like, I don't know.
No, I say America.
America, yeah, like whatever thing.
America. Yeah, my grandmother, America. I can literally go all the way back to 1850.
Yeah,
to my great grandmother who was born in Virginia.
Yeah,
like literally. So
okay, yeah, and then let's say I said, okay, cool, let's go back.
Yeah,
let's go. You said 1850. Let's go back to 1650. Let's go back to 15.
America wasn't established.
Let me. Because I think he's finna say it.
Well, let him say it and then.
Yeah. Sorry.
1650. Let's go back to 1650. Let's go back to 15.
America wasn't established until the 1700s.
Okay, but whoever gave birth to your great grandmother was obviously established. That person existed. Yeah. So I think the question obviously they're asking then is, where's that person from?
Yeah, but then I'll sit down and ask them the same thing. You can't tell me your history.
Yeah, not definitively.
No, but that's all speculation. Like, let's be real. Let's be real. That's all based off perspective, because like America, we have history going back up into like the 1700s because of the census. America established the census in America where they documented every single person that was living in America at that time. Africa never did that. They just recently started documenting people, I think up into the 80s, about the 80s. I'm not sure directly that's the number, but it should be on the channel itself.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know for sure, so I'm not gonna like.
But what I'm talking about in general is, I can go further back with full definitive paper. Yeah. With full definitive paper, more than you can. You have literally because of the census. So when people say this idea like Americans don't know, it's like no, like your country never documented your history. So you.
And that part is true, because we've been doing that as well. Now by word of mouth, I think both of us by word of mouth, like from people who could talk to us, we could trace it. We trace it to a certain point. She's been able to trace hers way further than I've been able to trace mine. And that's just basically a lack of names. And being able to properly document. Unfortunately,
like I said, when you get those names,
I'll be able even on my pop side, I wish I had because you remember before my grandma passed, I was like, dang, I need to have those conversations with her.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, her passing,
Yeah.
I wasn't able to ask, even though my mom's
So
dad's side.
unexpected. Yeah.
Yeah, like both. Well, I'll say this: my grandma didn't see that coming
Yeah, I'm
at
talking
all.
about your grandma was
Yeah,
unexpected. Not your. I'm
My
not talking
my
about your
granddad, we kind of knew because
Yeah,
he had a lot of
Yeah.
health problems. So his was I kind of was like, all right, you know what I'm saying, but
Yeah.
wish I had those conversations because those conversations needs to be had way more often. Is because we are starting to lose like track.
Yeah.
Especially if you don't know a lot. Like you looked up some stuff and you found out people misspelled people's names, and with not knowing those misspellings, you will not be able to track it properly. And so stuff like that is like, or birthdays, people have gotten because people being born at home. A lot of midwives and at home births.
Yeah.
We wasn't allowed to. Some people wasn't allowed, depending on where you at, to go to
Yeah.
a hospital or didn't have transportation. So you got to think about those type of things. We don't have proper documents that trace all the way back. So some information might get misconstrued.
Lost or just not documented.
And but that's the thing. A lot of people like when you like. That's the biggest misconception. Like what he said. If I go to him, I ask him where is his parents from. He'll be able to say, "Oh, I'm like, where were they born?" He'll be like, if they were born in the UK, be like, yeah, but their parents were born in Nigeria or something. Or his parents were born in Nigeria and then they migrated. Yeah, because a lot of y'all are like second generations.
Yeah.
We're not second or third generations. We are like been here for so long.
Yeah.
We don't know what this person,
Yeah.
So it's hard to be able to trace.
Yeah, like Americans don't know. It's like, no, like your country never documented your history. So you only have conversations.
So
that's facts.
Just one question in sort of response to that. So what are you insinuating by that? What's your conclusion from that? If I tell you that, say I'm Nigerian, I was born and raised here in England 28 years ago. So everyone knows my age. 28 years ago, and I'm telling you, my parents are Nigerian, so I'm from Nigeria, and I'm telling you, just based off that information alone. Again, obviously, I don't have like the paper documents.
Which, like, in my sense, in my how I view things, just personal viewership, I wouldn't say he's from Nigeria. He just said, I was born in the UK, raised in the UK. That is where you are from.
So
your lineage is Nigerian, but being born and raised in the UK, you are from where you have proper citizenship.
Yes.
Being born where you are born. My bad, go. Because I know you're from piggyback.
Yeah, I was. But I hate when I can't chime.
But
so you are British, right?
Yeah, I guess that would be
considered. Yeah, right. Well, okay, whatever. You're British, right?
Yeah.
Your lineage or heritage.
Heritage, correct.
Your heritage will be Nigerian.
Yeah.
But and I think that's where, and I hate that this conversation is only like, I really do like, in a sense, kind of like these topics when it comes to Black Americans and having like those conversations. I'm like, I'm American. Well, okay, well, what about your American? Like I can trace it back.
So let me say this.
To generation.
I feel as though the reason why the conversation gets so like lost or get so heated is because on both sides people fail to want to listen.
Yeah.
And within stubbornness and with lack of acceptance of understanding what someone's viewpoint is, that's where it'll never get past. You know what I'm saying? Past, because we're not having like true intellectual conversation. We're trying to prove that one party is right more than the other party is.
Yeah,
and that's the reason why the conversations be getting so.
I definitely agree with that, but then I'll chime in maybe later if you say something. But I just also, it kind of like bugs me in a sense that it's only like basically like pointed towards or directed towards Black Americans.
Yeah,
when
because
there was other like
they always ask us like where do we come from? Like what country we come from? Like I don't know. I wasn't around here in slavery times to be able to say, well, they came on a boat from this country. I don't know, bro. You know how long slavery was for 400 years. We've been without slavery for how long?
But I'm saying Black Americans were not the only ones. And I just hate that it's only directed towards Black Americans. That's what I was trying to say. But anyway.
Oh, you saying like Jamaicans
and
there's other
people.
The Caribbean.
There are other people on the boat. We just got dropped off different places. And I hate that it's only...
Or even South America, because not all people in South America, Black people.
But if you notice, these conversations are only directed towards Black Americans when we were not the only ones. That's I hate
when you're speaking like that, you're talking about like people, and even in like lineage come back from South America, or even like Haitians.
You got
because the people, because we'll see people be like, they're Haitian, they're from Haiti. Okay, where their lineage come from? Their lineage come from Haiti, but they also was brought over here on a boat the same way. I don't mind having the
conversations. I just hate when it's only not hate. It just bugs me when it's only directed towards Americans. When I'm like,
let's talk about all the Black people
people just yeah, but other people got, other places. Like, why is it only directed towards Black Americans when we having these type of conversations as to where you come from?
True.
That's the only thing.
Nigeria. And I'm telling you, just based off that information alone, again, obviously I don't have like the paper documents for it. I'm saying I'm Nigerian. Yeah. My grandparents, my great-great-grandparents, would have been from what is obviously today now known as Nigeria. So look
what you just said.
What is today known as Nigeria?
And that's where the conclusion comes to me.
Okay.
All right. Because you are Nigerian. Yeah. First of all, Nigeria wasn't really called Nigeria.
Yeah.
It was taken over and placed by a whole new name and a whole new culture. That's one thing. So everything after that, we've all accepted the reality that, okay, they're from there.
Yeah.
But we don't have no definitive proof that you guys are actually from there. There's no actual paperwork.
No, but then, so the difference, the comparison, so for me to make a comparison, what I'm then trying to say is what most Black people, again, I'm going to like sort of assume and like kind of group us in that sense, are saying is when the conversation comes up, you ask like, say, an American, a Black guy from America, oh, where you from? Yeah, he'll tell you, his parents are American, or, his parents are American, his grandparents are American, great-great-grandparents are American, etc.
I want the bus in the background.
Generally, if you ask any Black guy from the UK, again, not all of us, but most, you ask any Black guy from the UK, oh, where you from? Oh, yeah, I'm from Peckham. We're in Peckham right now, but I'm Nigerian. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? My parents are Nigerian.
And that's the difference, because you guys immigrated to other countries. We didn't. We built up America. You guys migrated over here and then spread yourselves and started taking over their particular culture. This was a predominantly white society in reality. All right. So when that question comes into hash, it's like, are you European?
Nationality, I mean, well, the UK is not in the EU anymore, so different topic.
Oh, you British, my guy. He like, well, technically, you are my guy. Ain't nothing wrong with it, man. Like, embrace it, bro. Your parents wanted better for you, man. Like, and not saying being in Nigeria is not being better for you, but obviously they left for a reason.
Yeah, and whatever that reason was for them,
it's for an advancement for whatever. Not advancement, I'm using the wrong terminology, but for
whatever their reason it was justified for whatever
for the next generations to come.
It was a reason.
Yeah.
But nationality, but I'm not European.
You don't feel
no
exactly. No. You see why? Because you migrated. You guys all left your country, your parents, and migrated off. We didn't. We built America. We are the foundation of what you see as right now to America. Everything you see about America, Black Americans created. So when we sit down and have this conversation, it's like,
okay,
you don't feel European.
This is gonna be the last part I drop here. Yeah, just because I want to spin off. I have a question for you.
Hold on.
Okay, go on.
Back to the person that just dropped this video.
Yeah.
You've seen the character traits. You see he has no particular knowledge. He's not even asking questions to be informed. He's just trying to clout chase off the views and stuff like that. Is this a proper representation based on what he said?
No, it's definitely not. I'm gonna obviously I don't know him personally, but I'm gonna say when it comes to like people that do content, I'm not grouping you guys together, but there's different reasons behind why people make certain videos and address certain topics in the way they do. I'm not a content creator. That's not the way I roll. That's not I do my thing. Like I said from the beginning, if I don't know something, I don't know it. I'm not the type of person to say I do know it. And if I say something that is wrong and someone corrects me, cool. I was wrong. Thank you for correcting me. Now I know. I think these kind of things are good. Having these kind of conversations in general, it only increases knowledge, understanding, perspective, blah blah blah. But the question I was going to ask you.
Last question for me, then I got
you. Go on.
Do you feel like I'm a host? Mm-hmm. Do you feel like my intentions between any of this interaction?
No, you're cool.
Like
you're
not personally to you, because you could tell like this is normally how the conversations go. Like even from the videos,
Yeah,
you see,
no, I've never watched any of your videos and thought, oh, this guy's a prick, or he's malicious or whatever. I watch them and I laugh. I end up watching it and I'm laughing, thinking, oh, fuck, these guys are waffling. They can't even have like a proper conversation with him. Or again, just say when they don't know something. I've seen some of your videos where you might be asking somebody something in rebuttal to them saying, oh, Americans are dumb, or Americans don't know this, or they don't know that, and then you ask them something that obviously makes them look like the idiot because it's like, I know this, you don't know this, and you're saying Americans are dumb. So I don't think that at all. Your videos are cool. You seem like a cool.
I appreciate it.
Cool
I
person.
appreciate honesty. I appreciate the honesty.
Yeah.
And don't think just because the camera's here, forget the camera.
Yeah, no,
real
it's
shit.
fine.
I really needed the advice. All right, seriously, real talk. Forget the cameras. I really need the advice.
Mm-hmm.
What's your question?
Yeah. Okay. Boom. In comparison, I don't want to sort of like make the comparison seem this simple, but I'm gonna use it as an analogy. So we know, cool. Like I was born. My parents obviously emigrated, to the UK. They moved there. Cool. They had me. I'm Nigerian, obviously of origin, but I was born and raised in the UK. If I, my children's children, I marry another Nigerian British woman here in the UK. We have kids. They're born and raised in the UK, and the cycle continues. Is my great grandkid, is he English or is he Nigerian?
What would you say?
That's a complicated answer, because you gotta understand.
Hold on. Just
you go.
No, I'm saying just say. Are they Nigerian or are they? Because now your roots and seed is planted here. So 5 legacies, you're not still here. Your parents are not still here. So your parents, they came from Nigeria and came here. Mm-hmm. They're no longer here. You are no longer here. Mm-hmm. Say you're trying to marry a Nigerian woman. Mm-hmm. We don't know who else you're gonna be gone. Right. You don't know what their legacy is intertwined with. Just answer that. Would they be considered British?
He didn't say British, did he?
He said English.
Did he say English? Oh, I'm sorry.
Hold on, I'll say.
Is my great grandkid, is he English?
English.
Oh, is he English?
Still being from England, UK, British, basically. Is he England? English.
That's honestly a complicated question, because you don't know where people he said great. I don't know where people are going to technically.
So
I don't know where people you don't know where
they would if they are still here. If they are still rooted here.
If they're still rooted there,
would they be considered English? If everybody is born constantly from generation after that, his legacy, are they considered English? I would say yes. Yeah. Because reason why, even though he's seeking to marry a Nigerian woman, right? Mm-hmm. He has kids. We don't know who his kids are gonna marry.
And that's my thing.
His grandkids.
You don't know who they're gonna marry. You don't know
after
who
that
they're going to.
So let me just use this example. He because he's purposely is seeking out a certain woman. He said he wants to marry a Nigerian woman. Mm-hmm. You have a Nigerian son, a Nigerian heritage son.
Yeah.
So you want to train him up to say, he might end up meeting a chick and she might be English and Jamaican. Mm-hmm. So now he has an English and Jamaican child, right? Because a mixed race child. And then what does that child then declare themselves as?
And then who?
Nigerian, Jamaican, and English, right? Mm-hmm. Say for instance, that child decides to marry an Asian. Mm-hmm. Now you got 4 races into one. Mm-hmm. You got Nigerian, Jamaican, English, and Asian now. Mm-hmm. You see now that child is only 25%. Then say that child wanted to go to British. Get a British, a white British. Mm-hmm. So now that Nigerian is getting knocked down, and now the percentage of British goes back up because now instead of 25%, it took a whole percentage, and now that whole percentage has gone up. Well, you got to start thinking mathematically and percentage when you start thinking about DNA.
And that's why I said it was complicated, because also what you just explained, and also if these kids so on down the line stay in this area, you don't know they may end up moving and going to a whole different country. Like, you don't know. So that's why I was like, in my head.
I just used the analogy of them actually staying rooted
No,
here.
no, I get that.
Yeah.
I said, when you asked me the question, I said that's why I was overcomplicating it, because I'm thinking like.
Or let's do it like this. Say for instance, you keep the Nigerian background flow, right? You decide to marry a Nigerian woman. She just was born in there. All right, your kid, he married somebody else who's Nigerian background. But everybody, so yeah, the blood would be pure Nigerian. But say for instance, they don't go back to Nigeria ever, and they become more incorporated into the culture of England, right? And they become more English, right? They never go back, but they from generation to generation, they start inhabiting the culture, the lifestyle, the way they talk and everything. They'll lose that heritage. They'll lose the language. They'll lose the knowledge. They'll lose all this, right? So that's also being stripped away from them, right? But not forcefully, like Americans. Unfortunately, Americans were forcefully stripped away of their identity. And that's what people fail to realize when you think about people who were impacted by slavery. That lineage that was impacted by slavery. They were brought over here. They were forced to forget about where they come from. They were forced to separate from family. Because y'all forget also they sold kids. So those kids may not grow up with their parents. So they stripped away even that being in touch with maybe the stories and identity that their parents might pass on down to them, right? Then they get stripped away of their language and then get stripped away of their names and having to use Americanized names. You see, the stripped away of culture, our culture backing was stripped away. We then came and developed our own culture. That's the reason why we call black culture. We have created our own culture now. And it's very diverse because we were stripped away of what we knew. And it just was passed down from generation to generation. That's the only problem I have with the conversations. Is people fail to understand how the math works. You know? When the math ain't mathing, yeah, your 1 + 1 = 2. But when the 1 is divided by this, multiplied by this, and it gets confusing, right? So.
But to answer his question,
I'm going to still say English.
I would say English.
Or is he Nigerian?
That's crazy because they won't even allow you guys to accept the term being English. They always call you guys British. Yeah, so that's another political situation.
Okay, cool. In fact, no. I'm glad you mentioned that and corrected me. Let me ask you then: Is he British entirely? Like, if you met him, let's say you had that interview with him at some point, and then he tells you,
I'm Nigerian. Your great grandchild.
Yeah, I'm talking like 5 generations from now. You meet him, and then you end up having this interview with him, and you ask him, "Yo, bro, where you from?" And he says, "I'm Nigerian."
Yeah, all right. Yeah. British culture, upbringing. His parents is British. Your great grandparents is British. They are all British. All of their history and all their ethnic culture for right now is Britain.
But he's not Nigerian.
No. Ethnically, like when you go down to DNA and stuff like that, yeah, you can trace all that stuff down to the nitty and gritty. But when it comes down to culture,
that's only if it stays 100% pure.
And let me correct myself, British, because I think I have come across or
I didn't know
seen
that.
something with the acceptance of even saying British, if we want to be technical about it, since that is a thing.
Like the video I seen the other day, when I told you this dude did a DNA test, right? And he was Jewish, and he was like, "Oh yeah, my people from the motherland." And they was like, "What? So where would you think your people?" He was like, "Gotta be from the motherland. They would be from Jerusalem." Yeah. And so they traced it. He did a DNA test and came back 98% European. Yeah. And he was like, I was like, so you think you're brought up to think a certain way. Yeah. But until you understand, you won't know.
Yeah.
Culture wise, if your great grandchildren, if you have a kid with a black British person, and then your kids have a kid with another black British person, by the third generation, we can most likely assume that they're not going to be going back to Nigeria to meet up with their culture. That's
agree.
fair.
Not going back.
Yeah.
But we like
They can acknowledge it. They can acknowledge it.
But what you said, I like the word you used. Use the word ethnically.
Yeah.
You've obviously looked at him and known that. Yeah, cool. I know you're American.
Yeah.
You know, like I hear it in, I can see it in your culture in who you are. But ethnically, that's what I'm trying to say. And obviously, in this part here, I'm hoping to sort of clear up, some of the misconceptions from before.
I see where you're going.
But if I look at you, fashion wise and everything, I don't see Nigerian. I see, because everything he has on, to me visually, it doesn't embody somebody who's culturally representing Nigeria. You have a Yankees 47 hat on, rocking a Nike crew neck. That's American culture. With AirPods in your ear, that's American culture. You know what I'm saying? Everything he has on is Americanized, right? So you're not 100%. You are already stripping away the Nigerianness by culture.
If we just going off what he's just looking like,
by,
if I look
at this point, I don't know what he does on any other day.
The comment that he made towards
Yeah. Sorry.
I'm gonna say, and obviously in this part here, I'm hoping to sort of clear up, some of the misconceptions from before.
I see where you're going.
That's what they mean,
But then the question goes like this. It's very difficult to have a question like that because all of these particular locations can be shifted at any point. And let's say in 2,000 years, Germans or Russians take over all the Ukraine and take over all of France. Let's say the Russians take over France. And in 2,000 years pass again, we're not going to remember that France was dominated by French people. It was all Russian people that was there. And it's going to become a normalized thing itself. So now let's clear it up. When slavery happened into America, there were Native Americans there. A lot of people confuse the word native with Indian. Native, what does it mean? It means you're originally from that land, right? Okay, there were Black Americans there. I'm not African American. I'm a Black American. There's a difference. And where the difference come into play? My family and my bloodline has been in America since slavery. So now, cool, slavery's passed. Say you fly over to America right now and you become an American citizen. Your kids grow up to become an American citizen. You're African American, right? But you're not the same as me. Okay. My grandmother on my father's side is Navajo Indian. So my blood.
I ain't gonna lie. I was about to say that. I was like, he doesn't look like, you know what I'm saying? He looks like he has multiple things within himself. Just because his skin complexion is dark doesn't make him an African American. I can visually see. I'm like, I would ask him, like, what are you? Like, what? Like, do you know your backing? Like, do you know your ancestry? And he just said, I can tell you what I am. Because like with Kyrie, would you consider Kyrie Irving black American? He considers himself. He knows where his tribe. He knows where his mom come from. His mom is native. So not he said, yeah, I'm part this, but I'm also going to represent this because that's my identity as well. So we can't necessarily say that every Black American in America is from Africa. So you want me to cut off this other part of me just to identify with the part that you want me to identify with? I can't do that. That's not my heritage. My heritage is not just rooted to one place. My heritage is rooted a lot of places. Me, from stories that my family has told, I have Native in me. Is down the line, but they know the people in a family. Like my mom said, her grandmother is part Black and Native. And these are stories that, not her grandma, her great grandma, because her grandma passed when her mom was a child, but her great grandma that helped raise her. So by those stories, that's 5 lineages, right? He said 5 lineages. Mm-hmm. So my mom, that's my mom, my mom's grandmother. Hold on, my mom, my grandma, my mom's mother, and then her mother. So that, and then me, that's 5. All here in America, right? Mm-hmm. And then I know behind them, still here in America. So there's 6. Mm-hmm. That's as far as I've been able to trace and have knowledge.
And some people can go back even further than that. 8.
Oh, my bad.
Some people can go back 8 generations, 14, 9 generations, 10, 11, 12.
Your heritage is from here. Mm-hmm. Your heritage that you from here. Honestly, y'all probably weren't even slaves.
Well, I don't want to get on that.
You don't want
I
to
don't
get on
wanna
that. Yeah. But, well, I don't know, because you got both sides. You got to look into multiple sides of you. Because I'm saying, like, your dad's side, you know, like all that stuff. So, not going into all that. But, and y'all own y'all land. Y'all own y'all stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it was a lot of property, a lot of people own stuff that was stolen. That was stolen by people who inhabited and developed plantations and stuff. So that's what we mean by don't just come over here and assume things. Ask questions. There's no problem with asking questions, especially to those who might understand and who can properly help educate you with things that you might be lack knowledge of. But assuming makes an ass out of you. Assuming really, like, you cannot assume things nowadays. Yeah. I can't just assume just because I see a black guy and I'm like, oh, you from Africa? Oh, you from Nigeria?
Yeah.
And they knowing damn well they from East Africa. Mm-hmm. That now I look like a dumbass. Same shit. You look like a dumbass assuming.
Bloodline is tinted with American roots from the ground up. When you and your culture flies over there, how can they compare us to two different things? How can they say we're the same? We're not the same. Yeah. And that's what's happening right now. So it's like a really confusing situation. And at the same time, they're trying to rewrite history. Yeah. So it's like, it's one of those things. So when these particular videos, I think that especially over here in Europe, your particular culture that's dominating this region is a very significant voice. You guys are the voice of the secondhand voice of our culture. Let's say that. You because you speak English. Yeah. So when all these other countries come over here to get a piece of hip hop or get a taste of some English type of, relevancy, they can't afford to go to America, so they come here. And when they come here and you guys are talking like this about Americans, not saying all of you guys, I'm just saying this propaganda, these jokes, they take it seriously and it spreads. Yeah. And then that becomes a vicious cycle of disgustingness. And when you have people that literally walk around every day and say, Americans are dumb. The stoplight was created by a black American. It's in every city around the world. Most of us got iPhones. You're wearing AirPods. Yeah. How can you consciously say that? And it's wild to me. So even the way we communicate now is all social media, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Americans were the first person that started communicating through social media. YouTube is one of the biggest things that we have right now. Instagram, that's all created in America. So when you even think about the way we communicate, it's like that was all American influence. You're wearing a Yankee fitted with somebody who's really
I was waiting to get cooked.
You don't gotta get. I'm not gonna cook. I'm not gonna cook you.
No.
I'm really from. I was born in Brooklyn, raised in the Bronx. I've seen this logo my whole life. I'm a real Yankee, like a real Yankee. Yeah. And it's, you know what I mean. So it's like those simple things, and some people are not up for those type of conversations, and that's cool. But for the people that are up for those conversations, that understand the difference, tell the children to step aside. This is a mature conversation, and it's acceptable to have. That's just my thoughts. Good?
I agree. I don't disagree.
I appreciate it. Anything else you want to say to the people watching?
He's a good guy in real life. Yeah, he's not a prick. So, yeah, continue watching the videos, supporting, and don't be ignorant. If you don't know something, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with not knowing. There's nothing wrong with pretending to know. So, yeah.
I appreciate you, man. And that's the end of the video.
I didn't even catch your name.
Adonis. Yes.
Okay, marvelous.
Off the name alone, he from. And I that's one thing I do like. Like with Nigeria, you can kind of like, oh, your name. And because that's one thing they do pass on their heritage. It speaks like low key power within the name. You know what I'm saying?
Look at your name.
Adonis. Yes.
Okay, marvelous.
That's a name. That is fire.
These, like all your friends, you guys.
Yeah, well, these guys.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like real life, You can see it in real life. It's like a crowd.
You've been in London for a while. Do you go back and forth?
Yeah, I just got back from New York. I was in New York for a full month, and then now I'm back here for like a month and a half. I might fly to Eastern Europe.
Okay.
So I want to show like different stuff, like what you can do.
So you like it here? You must.
No, I like people.
Okay.
I like people.
Understandable, yeah.
So it doesn't matter where you're from.
Yeah.
I just like people. They're just very interesting and unique in their own way. So, and I love these interactions. The only difference between me and them or the people that's watching is I film the conversations I have.
Yeah.
You know, they don't. And I think that every conversation is very interesting. So now people can learn from this. I love this. You just had a great interview. That was a really good.
Yeah.
Head out, bro. I don't want to see you at all. Thank you. Wow. And that's a great interview. I thought the day was going to end, but it came down to that. Super excited. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoy. Stay blessed. And we're going to see what else we can get to over this upcoming days in London. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and follow the new TikTok account. It's a movie. Let's get it.
Shout out to Adonis, man. Great conversation.
Yeah.
It was a great conversation, man. And that's where a lot of people need to start having is a simple conversation. Because even like sometimes when we talk about things and discuss things and people get in the comments and show their ignorance, and it's very distasteful.
Yeah, most definitely.
Because I'm like, and it a lot of times be fueled by hatred, and I'm like, I'm not coming with hatred in my heart, but some of y'all are commenting with hatred in your heart, or a distaste in your heart. I say, you know what I'm saying, but be open to have conversations. Be open to understand different people's perspective. Yeah. Like, to be real, it's a lot of, like me, I like, that's one reason why I love our channel and how it is, because it's very diverse in content. I can be very like shelled to the point where I'm not going to accept anything, but they'll be ignorant of me. Like, a lot of content that we do now is very new. Yeah. Different than what I grew up on, my backing, my understanding, my knowledge. And I've been able to further educate myself, further experience things that I thought I'd never experienced if I didn't start YouTube. Yeah. UK content was very ignorant of like what goes on in the UK. But I'm glad we do that type of content. Anime content. She'll tell y'all, I used to talk shit about people who watch anime. Like, I literally, but I've been prone to accept it, understand it, and enjoy it.
And it's crazy because it's like with the comment you just made, like with you like talking about it or whatever the case may be, or talking down on it, without even giving it a try or understanding or being open to it. It's just kind of like, okay, where's this coming from? You don't even know how it is.
It was just a perspective. It's an ignorant perspective.
You was ignorant to it. Yeah, like, you know, and now, you know, you just. I feel like I wish people would be more open, have like intellectual conversations without it feeling like an attack or coming across, you know, in the wrong manner or whatever the case may be, or defensive. Like, I don't know. Like, I just wish more conversations like this, and even other topics, you know, like we could have those and be mature about it. And I see your side, I hear you out, you see my side, you hear me out, and we can kind of come to this mutual like understanding and let it be. Like,
but the biggest problem I have is how people look down on Americans and think, oh, you don't know where you come from. There's absolutely no way in hell, unless I take a DNA test, but even my DNA test is going to tell you I come from multiple different parts of the world, or even Africa. Because there's no way in hell we would be able to 100% trace down. Yeah, if you were a second generation, third generation, you'll be able to say where you come from, where your heritage come from. But when you're like 20 generations down the line, you don't that bloodline ain't, you know. Yeah. So just be open to give people grace and have a conversation and understand. And I think the world will be a better place. Yeah. But hey, man, y'all spam us up. Let us know y'all thoughts for us in the comment section down below. I know she didn't say much.
I mean, I said what I said. I don't.
People come be like, you will never let see.
I'm the type of person, if I don't have anything to say or I'm trying to process, I'm not gonna just talk just to talk. Like, like I'm a thinker. I take in, I process it, and if I have something to say, I say it. If not, then I don't. Yeah. I hate people that just talk just to talk.
Oh, you think I'll talk to this talk? I'm just. But also, I only reason I said that because people always be like, you don't never allow C to talk. She talks when she want to talk.
I said what I had to say. Yeah.
But hey, let us know y'all thoughts about it for us in the comment section down below. But until next time, y'all know how it go, man. I do go by the name DJ New Kid. This is
Sierra Nicole.
We are.
Kid and C.
We are.
No time to kick it, got a stack of flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long. strong, had me run away from my problems.